Hey folks, I'm back here with you tonight. We're going to talk tonight about an issue that I am actually asked about a lot, professionally and just personally. I am definitely somebody who is a bit of a beauty and makeup guru, and I just find it very cathartic in a way, and just very comforting and confident making, if that's even a term, to look my best and to express who I am while looking professional and while being comfortable. And, with two autoimmune illnesses that I was born with, that are in my genetic code and that I certainly did not ask for in any way, I definitely find quite a lot of use for comfort and function as well as form. If it gets too loud outside with all of the testosterone-driven males out there revving their engines, and perhaps a few females too, please let me know in the comments, and I will move away from the outdoor area next time I'm doing a live podcast. So, like I said, with some of the health issues that I have, and recovering from an injury as I am right now, I definitely favor, form as well as function. And it's something being comfortable is so important to me, and just feeling comfortable in my own skin is important to me as well. So what I'm going to tell you off the bat is, in a professional environment, whether you're going for a job interview, whether you are going to work, what you should shoot for is that you feel comfortable. You don't want to go so far over the top that you don't feel like you, but you don't want to go so scrubby and, just rolled out of bed. I'm just really killing it with the vocabulary today, aren't I, folks? So, been watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer, maybe you can tell. But you don't want to look like you just rolled out of bed, essentially. You don't want to look like you just rolled out of bed and, threw on some sweats and flew over to work and don't really care about how you're presenting yourself, because self-respect is definitely shown through your image and through how you physically present yourself. I have a couple of friends who just hate that fact. They just absolutely rail against that fact. They feel nobody should judge a book by its cover. Well, I, to be fully honest with you, would disagree completely. And I've definitely had these conversations with my friends and the people that I associate with day to day. I think most of my clients would agree with me because they're coming to me in part for consultation on how to improve their image. And I think some, not a lot, but some, one or two of my friends would disagree. And I just think that if you respect yourself, you are going to take time to present an image that is groomed at the very least, that's somewhat coiffed and put together. You're going to take time to find a style that represents who you are inside and out. And, in today's day and age, it doesn't matter how tall or short, how large or small you are. You can find a style that fits and works for you. Now, I happen to be someone who's, I certainly wouldn't say large, but curvy. Like, a lot of people use the word Amazon to describe me, which with the Wonder Woman thing, I'm kind of feeling that right now. Don't mind that terminology at all. So, whether you're somebody who is just curvy, whether you're a larger person, whether you're stick thin, whether like me you're 6 feet tall, or whether you're 5 foot nothing, you can find a style of clothing that works for you. You can find a style of makeup if you're a man or woman who likes to wear makeup that works for you. And no matter what your sex or gender, you can always find a hairstyle that works for you. So we're not going to get too into the weeds with like face shapes and what hairstyle to wear and whether you're a summer or a winter or what have you. But we're just going to talk about what is appropriate at a couple of different jobs. So let's start off with a job that really is something where you're not going to want to go in fancy dress. You're not going to want to go in wearing a suit coat or a sport coat or a pantsuit, which is, in my mind, I feel like a good job to represent that state of affairs is nursing or caregiving or, teaching at preschool. I used to be a teacher and director at a couple of preschool programs and kindergarten, preschool combined programs, and you're going to get dirty or messy, but you can still wear nice clothes. So let's start with a job like that. So maybe you have to wear a uniform, and if you do, great. Problem solved with as far as clothes are concerned, at least. But if you don't, and you have to find your own clothes, here's what I'm going to suggest to you. Go somewhere, you can go somewhere like Uniforms R Us, like one of those sort of generic uniform stores, and you can find like a cute, leopard print or, striped or whatever, cute, adorable top that a nurse or person working in the medical field would wear, and you can pair that with black pants, or you can get some sort of scrub pants and pair that with like a nice polo shirt top if you really are working where you're going to be getting, bodily fluids on you and that sort of thing, right? If you're going to be working somewhere where you need to present a little bit more of a professional image, like I mentioned before, if you're doing like preschool teaching, if you're doing caregiving or something like that, you may think, well, I'm just seeing the client. Doesn't matter what I look like. Actually, it does, and you don't know you're just going to see the client. You're going to see parents, children, you're going to see family members. It's very possible that you're going to see any number of these people, and you need to be prepared to look your best. Also, looking your best when you go to work is going to make you feel your best. So if you don't have the option of wearing like a cute sort of covert, inconspicuous scrub top or scrub bottom, like I mentioned, what I would suggest doing, and they do have tall, large, and petite, small sizes at these stores, is go to a Target or a Kmart. There are other big brand stores that I'm not going to mention because they treat their employees quite badly, and I would never recommend that somebody go there. But you know what I'm saying. Go to a store like a Target. Go to a Kmart. Go somewhere like that, and you'll absolutely, a Sears, something like that. You'll find something that's inexpensive. I've gotten shirts for $5 or $6 at Target that look professional. Go shop at American Eagle. That's another great brand that has things that are cheap. They also have things that are a little higher end. But, shop somewhere like that, get maybe 5 or 6 of those $5 tops, right? There you go. Get a couple of pairs of black yoga pants. Now, I'm not suggesting that you get the kind of yoga pants that it's really obvious that you're wearing yoga pants, but if you're going to wear a tunic, you can wear leggings underneath, especially at a job like that. Absolutely. What you're going to want to steer clear of are things like sweatpants and sweats and, sweatshirts and stained clothes and t-shirts. I do know a couple of folks who go to work in t-shirts. Not appropriate. It just absolutely is not appropriate. I work from home, guys, and I don't go to work in t-shirts. It's not okay. And it really, like I mentioned just a moment ago, it really does influence how you feel about yourself. You can argue all you want that, nobody should define you by how you look. And while I agree to an extent, it really is so important that you feel good, and looking good is going to help you to feel good. Okay? Excuse me, allergy season is upon us here in Illinois, and it's pretty much out in full force today. So, excuse me again. So, Thank you for bearing with me there for a moment. So essentially, you want to be comfortable, but you also want to put your best foot forward. And if you don't want to invest in something like a scrub top or scrub bottoms, like I said, go to Target, go to Kmart, go, to Sears. Even Kohl's has some cheap things. American Eagle. You'll absolutely find something in your size. I happen to know that I was not aware of this problem, and honestly, as somebody who consults folks regarding their image, I am glad to be made aware of it. Apparently, for those folks who are on the larger side, I guess for women of a certain size, it is difficult for them to find a bra that will fit around their circumference. They can't find a bra that will close around the back. So for folks like that, I empathize. That has got to be so frustrating. I am so sorry to hear that. I had a larger person bring that to my attention recently, and I'm very glad to know that this is a problem, because this is, assisting me in helping my clients who are of a certain size, who want to continue working on their image and their presentation. So what I'm going to suggest for you is go to a specialty store online. You may have to pay $40 or $50 for a bra, but it's going to last you for a decade, so you'll be fine. If you can do that, get that money together, it will pay off in the long run. I don't feel that it is appropriate to go to work without a bra on, without undergarments on, unless you are of a smaller size. If you're a woman, you really should be wearing a bra at all times, not because men can't control themselves and we have to stifle our, femaleness. I'm not suggesting that, just because there is a lot of room for just outfit mishaps, and it just doesn't, I don't think it looks appropriate on a man or a woman to be able to look through their shirt and see what they've got going on underneath. It just doesn't scream professionalism to me. And, there are some really creative things for folks who maybe don't want to wear a bra or can't get one to fit them. There are actually some really inexpensive and kind of cool products out there where the bra just sticks onto you. Those are very cheap products. You can find them on Facebook ads. You can find them online. You can find them at the Target. Very, very simple cure to that issue, to that problem. And if nothing else, wear a sports bra, right? So undergarments are really important when we're working. And I do feel for you if you're of a certain size. It's got to be very frustrating to not be able to find something that works for you. And I really am sorry to hear about this state of affairs. So what I would recommend too, as far as, now that we're on the topic of undergarments, as far as undergarments, no matter what field you're in, is find undergarments that are not going to dig in or cut in. I'm sorry, but no matter how small you are, if you find the wrong undergarments that are going to pinch in or cut in on you, you're not going to look the size that you are, and you're not going to feel comfortable with something cutting off your circulation and giving you bulges and, making the rest of your clothes fit uncomfortably. So, you can find underwear for very cheap, again, at Target, at American Eagle, at probably Kohl's and Sears. You're good. You can easily find things that will fit you no matter what size you are. And so start with a nice pair of underwear and a bra. Again, they don't have to be expensive. Go from there. We mentioned what would be appropriate to wear to work if you're somebody who's working in a more physical field, in a field where you are more likely to get dirty or to just possibly ruin your clothes with cleaning products, or if you're working very closely with folks who may be injured or may not be able to use the restroom properly. Not going to paint you a picture. You know where I'm going with that. So I think I've given you some good options there. And if it's going to cost you $5 to replace a shirt, that's not very much. I think you'll be okay. If you're not okay, then maybe you are in the market for another job as is, and, this is a sign that you need to keep looking. So what I would say is, if you're in a job like that, depending on what your employer dictates and what their stipulations are regarding dress code, I would say probably New Balance shoes, something cheaper if you like Skechers, even something, again, that you could pick up at Kmart or Target are probably fine. Just gym shoes are probably fine. I would definitely suggest that they not be scuffed, they not be dirty. Take good care of them, clean them, do what you got to do. Tie them. I do have a friend in particular who doesn't tie their shoes. Well, how well is that going to work out if you're doing a physical job? You're going to end up tripping and hurting yourself or somebody else. So tie your shoes, folks. You're an adult. Let's make sure our shoes are tied. And if it's a problem with your foot being a little on the wider side, that's okay. They have wide sizes nowadays too, and again, at the cheap stores, so you're good. You don't have to go to New Balance if you can't afford that, or if you just prefer not to for whatever reason. You can go to Kmart, go to Target, go to Sears. You've got a lot of options there. Now, let's talk about what other presentation issues we can think about for somebody in that field or any other. One thing that I will totally leave up to you is what you do with your body hair. That is between you and your God, frankly. And I will say that if you're a man having a big bushy beard, if you can pull it off and you're not in the food service industry, well, okay. Not my personal style, were I of the male gender and the male sex, but okay. It's not something I would prefer. I think that at least if you're gonna have facial hair, keep it like coiffed, even if it's a larger beard. Keep it coiffed. Don't have it, all over the place looking like you just woke up that way. As far as eyebrows, I think everybody should do some eyebrow grooming, whether it's going at your eyebrows with the tweezers just every 6 or 8 weeks, whether it's shelling out, $20, $30 to go get your eyebrows waxed at the salon, whether it's threading at home. And I will put a threading tutorial out for those of you who are interested in the foreseeable future at some point. I'm quite good at threading my own eyebrows. It saves money, it saves time, and it looks really nice. It's actually super easy to do. So man or woman, no matter what your gender is, no matter what your sex is, it's good to keep your eyebrows coiffed. If you've got long, unruly eyebrows like I do, give them a trim. Get a pair of those really cheap little scissors that you can get for like baby manicures, like the little baby scissors. Just go ahead and trim those eyebrows up. I think making sure that you're looking groomed is really important. Do not underestimate it. If you are a woman, I really want to suggest to you that if you're finding that you've got stray hairs on your face, longer hairs that are really obvious, get rid of them. It's definitely not something that's going to make you feel very confident to have on your face. I understand that bodies change as we grow older. It's not a very natural look, and it is something that, frankly, I'm just going to put it out there, it's going to turn people off. It's going to make you appear as if you are not in full control of your body. It's going to make you appear as if you are unaware that there's something going on over there, right? So, again, you don't have to go to an expensive waxing service. Go pick up a couple of $1 package of like Nair for the face. Throw it on for 5 minutes, wipe it off. You're golden for like at least a couple of weeks. It is really important to look groomed and maintained. These are basic things that we need to do. We all need to get our hair trimmed once in a while too. I feel that, if you feel comfortable and you're not in food service or healthcare and you want to have like long nails, awesome. Keep them groomed, keep them like looking clean, keep them filed, keep them not looking like each one is a different length and your Edward Scissorhands, whether you're male or female. And make sure that, I think if you're not wearing nails or you don't want your nails long, keep them pretty short. That always makes you look like you're a little bit more clean. You can still polish them up, make them look nice, or shine them up if you don't want to wear polish. But definitely groom and make an effort there. Same goes for toenails. I think that should go without saying. I don't know if it does for everyone. Cut your toenails, folks. It ain't a good look, and it's not safe or probably very good feeling to have long, scraggly, dirty, gross toenails. And you are probably at some point going to go out into the world with sandals on. Please don't go out with goofy, scraggly looking, again, Edward scissor toes and toenails. That's not a good look for anybody. So these are some basic grooming tips to follow. Also, if you are noticing that your teeth are getting a little yellow, you really should invest in some crust white strips, or even, like I do once in a while, cobble together some whitening material at home. If you've got some toothpaste, my cat is going absolutely crazy in a box playing. So if you're wondering what that scrabbling sound is, it's not the zombie apocalypse, actually. There aren't zombies scrabbling across my bamboo floor. It's just one cat. Imagine that. So please do let me know how the background noise is affecting these podcasts, if you are noticing any difference, because I want to make sure that you're getting the content right. So making sure that you are fairly groomed and coiffed is always a good idea. And again, I find it easy if I don't want to spend the money on like crust white strips or something, because let's be honest, they can be expensive, and I'm trying to give you some good cheap options here, so that you're not racking up huge bills just trying to keep yourself relatively groomed. So what I'm going to suggest is, if you've got some activated carbon or activated charcoal, and some toothpaste and some turmeric and possibly a touch of coconut oil, mix it all together carefully over the sink or by the sink, because activated charcoal is very messy. But mix it together, mix it into a paste, put it on your teeth, leave it on for 10 minutes or so, and then brush it off. And it really is a great whitening tool. Do that, if you have to do it a couple of times initially, great, but you probably won't have to do it more than once every couple of months, if that, to maintain it. But, again, yellow teeth is not a good look. I have definitely seen folks who have allowed their teeth to just go brown, and that is, again, it makes you look like you're unaware of what's going on with your body. And if you appear to be unaware of what's going on with your body, I promise you, fair or not, folks are going to look at you and go, well, I can't trust that person to take care of my needs. They can't take care of their own. So that brings me to my next point. Now, I am no stranger to textured hair. I have an interesting mixture of genetics, and it's led me to an odd combination of both like fine and extremely textured hair. My hair is curly, my hair is long, again with that odd combination, that odd mixture of like texture and fineness. It is an absolute nightmare sometimes. However, I don't go around with my hair sticking up on end looking crazy. That'd be easy to do for me. I don't do it. Going around with your hair sticking up or looking crazy, not a good look. Going around with your hair half dyed and half gray or white, not a good look. Either let it go gray-white or dye it and stick to your regimen. Right? No combination. That's not gonna look good. Again, it's going to make you look like you can't take care of your own needs. And if you can't take care of your own needs, why should someone else trust you to take care of theirs? Right? It's pretty simple logic there. Fair or not, it is what it is. So making sure that your hair looks neat. If you're a man with longer hair or a woman who has longer hair, putting your hair back in a bun for work is always good. There are some really cute hairstyles out there. We won't get into all of them right now. Braiding your hair is always a good option. Doing twist ups and just simply twisting your hair back, like the hair right around your face, is a good idea too. For my texture of hair, it's really good. And for anybody who's got even remotely textured hair, and I suppose even for folks with really fine hair, it's a really good idea. And it gives you, it's an easy thing to pull off, and it's a great look that is going to make you look professional and put together and like you took a lot of time when you didn't. You probably took less than 5 minutes to do your hair. So what you're going to do is just sort of part your hair into 2 sections. I usually do a little bit of a side part. I will show you this look. It's just a twist back is what I call it. And you're going to take like 2 sections of hair and just go start from the part and move all the way down to maybe behind your ear, if not further back, and just twist that hair just around your face and around your hairline back. Kind of, you know, like a 1920s, 30s, 40s style. That was a really popular look for a reason, I think, especially for working women. And then do the same thing with the other side of your hair on the other side of the part. And just, you know, start right by the part and kind of twist it back. And you can go all the way back around to the base of your neck, or you can just stop by your ear. Then you can either leave the rest of your hair down, or you can put it up and do something fancy with it, or braid it, or put it in a nice cute little ponytail, whatever you want. But that's a good look, and it takes such a small amount of time. Now, if you are just going to leave your hair down, or if you're going to just throw it back in a bun or something, make sure that it's combed and doesn't look straggly and slept on, and that there aren't big chunks and pieces sticking out. You know, a little bit of hairspray goes a long way. If you have a little like fine-toothed rat tail comb to kind of smooth your hair down, excellent. If you need to wear a headband, you know, just a little plastic or metal headband, awesome. I think headbands, you know, they're not my favorite thing, but they don't go out of style per se. You can always pull one off. So these are some good options. These are some really decent options for you if you don't feel like you have a lot of time to put into this effort of, you know, looking your best. Now, if you're finding, I don't know how to put this delicately, but if you're finding that you're having nose or ear hair, I would really take an opportunity to get that wax. You can even buy some wax yourself, melt it on the stove in like a double boiler pot. You could even just put a pot of water on the stove to boil, and then put a smaller like heavy duty pot or heavy duty Pyrex glass container, heavy duty glass if you're using glass, by the way, in the center of it. Put the wax in that little glass container or that smaller pan that you're going to put in the pan of boiling water. Heat the wax up. Make sure that it's evenly heated, just like you would if you were making a candle or something. And make sure that you're using the appropriate kind of wax, but you can always just stick it on a Q-tip, gather some wax around a Q-tip, put it right in that nasal area. Don't stuff it all the way up there, just right on the outside of the opening of the nasal passage. And do one side at a time, unless you enjoy breathing only out of your mouth. And just when the wax is hardened, after a minute or so, pluck it out. There you go, nose hair gone. I would assume the same would go for your ears. You can probably Use a trimmer if you have your hair, use an electric trimmer. But these are really important things that are sort of small issues that people overlook. And it just, a little bit of attention to your look goes a long way. Now, we'll revisit makeup in a little bit. If you're at a job that is a little bit more professional, maybe you have to wear a nice blouse and a nice pair of slacks to work. Maybe you have to wear nicer shoes. I would say invest in a nice, it doesn't have to be expensive. Again, you can go to Target. A nice pair of like boots or booties, a nice pair of flats, at least one nice pair of flats, and just a couple of slacks and shirt combinations. You can get them for cheap at Target, and they look super professional. You can even get jackets and suit combinations at Target. If you want to pay a little more, you could go to a site like iTailor.com and get your own tailored suit for a relatively cheap price for that service. So, you know, depending on whether you want to pay $5 or $105, you've got your options. Like I said, iTailor or something similar would be great for a little bit more of an upscale look. Target is perfect. Kohl's is perfect for just getting a couple of nice pairs of slacks and shirts. Now, if you're somebody who is taller, you're not going to be wearing regular length pants, rather. You're going to get tall or long pants. If you're short, you're not going to be getting long or regular sized pants. You're going to be getting petite, right? So these are little tweaks that make a big difference when it comes to our look. Same goes for the length of shirts. Now, because I am tall with long arms, I favor shorter sleeved outfits because long sleeves don't always reach my wrists. So keep that in mind. Keep your height, your size in mind. Walking around with pants that are way too short and shirts that are way too short, it's going to make you look, again, like you are unaware of how you are presenting yourself. And that, in turn, is going to make you seem like you're somebody who's not competent to do whatever job is being asked of you. So it's really important to attend to these small things. If you're somebody who is a larger sized person, horizontal stripes are probably not the best idea for you. Really tiny polka dots, unless it's black and white, are not a good idea for you probably either. I would just make that suggestion. It might make you look a little bit disproportionate. Otherwise, I say do what you need to do. If you are taller or have a longer torso or are a bit thicker around the middle, you want to make sure that your shirts are long enough and that they can either tuck in or be easily come to around either the area where your pants and your waist meet, maybe an inch or two under that, or if you're looking for something a little longer, look for something that meets like around the crotch area. But you don't want to wear a shirt that's too long for you either, because that's something that is going to make you look like you're larger or heavier up top when you're not. And why would you want to do that? You want to appear as you are and be the best version of yourself that you can be. You don't want to change yourself. You don't want to make yourself look like you're something you're not. You're not going to make a hugely large person look tiny and petite. You're not going to make a petite person look like they're, 10 feet tall. It can't be done. You can work with what you've got. So again, you've got these good cheap options for a couple of staple shoes, a couple of staple pairs of slacks, a couple of staple work shirts and jackets, and you're good to go. You can always take something to the dry cleaner if you need it tailored just a little bit. You're not going to want to expect a bespoke suit to come back to you. You're getting what you pay for there, but If you need something taken in or let out, visit the dry cleaner. They will easily do that service for you without charging you an arm and a leg. It is really important to have the right length of clothing for you and the right width of clothing for you. If you are a woman or a larger man and your button-down shirts are gapping around the buttons, that tells me that you need to size up a little or have that shirt let out around the area that you're gapping. A lot of women tend to gap around the breast area. It can't always be helped. So what I recommend for that, if you can't find a shirt that fits well for you, is wear a fitting tank top underneath and just unbutton those couple of buttons. Make sure that you're not showing tons and tons of cleavage. I think being proud of your sexuality is great. I also think that being professional and looking like you're well put together is very important. So I hope that these tips have helped you. I'm going to touch very briefly on makeup, and I would say this goes for men, women, no matter what your sex or gender is. This applies to you because there are both men and women that appreciate wearing makeup. If you're somebody that wants a really easy look in the morning, I mean, if you know makeup already, you don't need me to tell you how to do your smoky eye or how to do your daytime eye makeup versus nighttime eye makeup, right? You know how to do a fresh look versus a smoky eye or an evening look. You know how to pair a bold lip with a nude eye or a nude lip with a bold eye, right? You know how to do your contouring and highlighting. But if you are somebody who is newer to makeup and you're maybe one of those people that says, oh, makeup, I don't want to bother with that. Well, I am going to challenge you on that one because you should be bothering with it. It's very, very essential that you do. So what you're going to want in your arsenal, if you're just starting out and you don't want to fool with it too much, is you're going to need an eyelash curler. It's cheap. You can get it from Target, you can get it from Walgreens, CVS, whatever. It's cheap, it's simple, it's fast. You basically stick it around your top eyelashes, clamp it shut as close to the eyelash line as you can get without pinching your skin. Leave it there on each eye for about 30 seconds. Voila, you look like you're wearing a little bit of mascara. And you don't need to do anything else. If you want to throw on a little eyelash serum to help your lashes keep growing, great. That will add to the look. What you're going to need aside from that is a little bit of bronzer and a little bit of BB cream that matches, or CC cream that matches your skin tone. Throw just not even a dime-sized amount of bronzer with not even a dime-sized amount of BB or CC cream. Mix it together in the palm of your hands. Apply it to your face. Make sure that you're getting it up to your hairline and down your neck, and touch on the collarbone and breast area, and if you can, just so that you don't look like you're two different colors, and you're good to go. Maybe throw on some chapstick or lip gloss. That's all you need to do. If you're not familiar with makeup, you don't want to fool with it. 3 things: that bronzer / CC cream or bronzer / BB cream, the eyelash curler, and the chapstick or lip gloss. If you're also comfortable throwing on a little concealer on and under your eyes, your eyelids, lower and upper, awesome. If not, you don't have to. But these are really, really great, easy ideas that will take you 5 minutes or less when getting ready. These little tips and tricks will take you absolutely 5 minutes or less. So, if you are somebody who is brand new to makeup and you don't want to fool with it, that is absolutely the look that I suggest to you. So I do hope that these little hints and tips and tricks have helped you a little bit. Again, just recapping, you're going to wear something different if you're a nurse or a caregiver or a preschool teacher or even a kindergarten teacher than you are if you are working at a restaurant. You're going to wear something different if you're working at a restaurant than you are if you're working at a bank or in the finance industry or at a consulting firm or something, right? So I think I gave you some good tips and tricks and hints for all of those levels. Now, if you're uncomfortable with wearing shoes that you feel are constraining, I would highly suggest getting some like Dr. Scholl's inserts, or even, being fitted for something a little bit more permanent and more specifically geared toward your foot shape. So I would start out with the Dr. Scholl's and see how that goes, right? You don't need to get extravagant right off the bat. See how that goes, see what happens. And you know what, if you've used any of these tips or tricks, or if you have any other good ones that you would recommend, give me a shout out, let me know what they are. I hope that this has helped you a little bit. And once again, I think I've hammered this point home enough for about 10 podcast episodes, but just for posterity's sake, why do we want to attempt to look nice? Well, that's because when we show people that we take care of ourselves, they will be a little bit more likely to trust us to do whatever professional job it is that we are doing or that we want to do. So whether we're going to work day to day, or whether we're going to a job interview, we are going to want to put our best foot forward, look our best, be our best. And, for those of you that are poo-pooing what I'm saying to you right now, try it. Try it for a month. I know that sounds like a long time, but doing anything for a month is a good way to start a habit. And it's a good way to see if that habit is working for you and if it's something you want to continue doing. So try it for a month. If you hate it and you don't get results, all right, there you go. You win. I don't know what you win, but you win. If you notice that you may be being treated with a little bit more respect and dignity, if you notice that you're feeling a little bit more confident, awesome, keep it going. Small changes can lead to big results. So that's it for today. Thank you for tuning in. Be well, put your best foot forward, and I will speak with you very soon. Have a wonderful day and evening.